One of the things I find difficult are the sort of lame jokes that get told about clergy and the stereotypes that come out in conversations about clergy and what we do. I also am frustrated with what seems to be increasing pushback against women in ministry in our churches. And also the burden that lay women are bearing as our society seems to be regressing a bit in terms of our welcoming of all people into the fullness of God's abundant life.
As I've gone through ministry, there have been very different things that were difficult in ministry. But in this day and this time and where I am at this point, I'm going to say the most difficult thing is not being able to get away with being somewhere without someone knowing who I am. I'm the only female pastor in a 30-mile radius, and I'm well known because of that. And those are the difficult places I'm at this point.
I find it very difficult to often be in a place where I'm bumping up against and breaking glass ceilings. And I also find it difficult to see other women in those same places. There's something that is powerful about being a part of breaking glass ceilings, but there's something very painful about it also at times.
If I were to share with you what I consider to be the hardest part of ministering as a clergywoman, I would probably say to you that what others might consider to be hard, or what one might consider to be an obstacle, I like to see it as an opportunity, recognizing that with God there is nothing that we cannot overcome. And though there might be challenges, I guess the hardest part for me might be just being attentive, attuned to His voice, and being able to discern what He's calling me to do. That might be the greatest challenge.
One of the hardest things about being a clergywoman is that there's not an automatic acceptance for clergywomen, and so there's a continual having to prove yourself. I've heard my sister share about how sad it is that clergywomen are not readily accepted when they're appointed, and now that I'm in the role of a bishop, it's just very hurtful when churches don't even give a woman a chance because she is a woman.
I think one of the most challenging things about being a clergywoman is the surprise that people have that God does indeed call women. And I think people are surprised of the fire in the bones and the power that is poured out upon the women of God when they preach and when they pray and when they sing. So I think one of the most challenging things is the surprise of seeing so many people who wonder about the call of women, but then the manifestation of the Spirit pours out and they're able to see what God can do and how God uses all of us. So I'm grateful and I give thanks.
After 40 years of walking this journey, I still find it very difficult that there are places and churches and communities in our United Methodist churches who still are hesitating about receiving a woman pastor, or who do not gladly welcome people who are called regardless of who they are. That's very painful to me after 40 years to recognize that reality.